September 4th, 2025. Today I'll start with the deep thought of the day. I think, I'm just going to rearrange the way I do this from now moving forward. Starting with the deep thought and the call to action. I think that's almost always, probably at 100, not even almost, 100% of the time, that's always the more interesting element, and or the probably the most interesting thing that I could be even doing in these videos, even though many of the times I'm sure I'm rambling and there's the quality of the information is questionable, but it's always going to be more interesting than whatever's going on in my day. So I'll spare the audience the more boring element by pushing that to the end. So the deep thought of the day, then, it also helps that I am doing it first because I just looked at it. I looked at my list of things that I've written down, and it's far more fresh on my mind. I don't have to go through the the jazz, about my boring elements of my life distracting me and making me forget the thing that I had just read, before actually going into the idea. So the idea was this: can you actually practice thinking faster? I was watching a podcast of a guy. He was talking about how he thinks fast, and he just always has thought fast. But he didn't even know he was a fast thinker until kind of later in life, when he started seeing studies about how there are people that don't have visualization. When they close their eyes, they can't visualize things in their mind, and a few other things he talked about in that regards, and how he learned how when he's talking on his podcast, how he's thinking like way ahead about what he's going to be saying at the same time that he's talking about something, and all that kind of thing. And it led me to realize or think I'm not exactly a fast thinker. I think I think faster than the average person. I come up with solutions and kind of see ahead a little bit, seemingly a little bit faster than most people when I'm trying to solve an issue, or when we as a group are trying to solve an issue. Often I'm coming up with solutions, or at least suggesting them relatively fast. So I do think probably a little faster than average, at least. But I wonder, again, my thought really is, can we practice thinking fast so that we can actually think faster, or try to, if we need to, have moments where we think faster. And I think especially it is valuable in a setting like when you're making a vlog, and you don't want to be stumbling on your words all the time. You don't want to be moving at a slow pace. You got to kind of have a more up-tempo cadence, I think, so that you're not boring the snot out of your viewers. So I think that's kind of where I'm leading with it. I think there's definite value in thinking fast and trying to keep things moving along in a general way. And I just wonder, yes, is there a way to practice? I wonder if there is, what would that be? What would that look like? What would that think like? I think it's a interesting concept. Kind of makes me, I don't know, I think people are kind of we're built the way we're built, and in a sense, thinking is part of kind of the machinery of who you are. It's sort of maybe genetically, put upon you in a sense. And I wonder how much of that can be influenced by your environment as you're growing up. Maybe this guy that was doing his podcast thing from a very young age had a lot of external stimuli, and which caused him to maybe have to think faster. I don't know. And if that is the case, like, is that trainable? Who knows? I'd like to think it can be trained, but I'm sure there's certain limits. Like, obviously, we can't all, lift weights and become world record weightlifting people. But I kind of wonder, in the range of human experience, how vastly different the speed at which we think is, and how, and if that's even changeable. What kind of call to action does that make me think about? I guess I'm not really sure. Certainly there's a lot of good positive benefits of thinking faster. I wonder if just practicing talking faster causes you to kind of adapt a little bit in your brain and be able to think faster. So I guess that's the call to action to myself. I don't know how else you would practice faster thinking if you weren't at least trying to display faster thinking, trying to like actually put things together in a meaningful and quicker pace. So I guess that's my own call to action. All right, now we go down to the breakdown of the day. Like, how did it go? Let's see. I woke up in the morning early. I say early. It was before 7. I don't remember exactly the time. Maybe 6:45. And got ready. I had to load all the gear out of the hotel into my car, and I met up with the on-site engineer tech guy that I would be working with today. And I went out. We met in the lobby and carpooled to the location. It was a what do you call it? Not a sun farm, but geez, sorry, I'm stumbling on this now. It was a sun. Man, what do you call it? A place where they collect sunlight and turn it into energy. I don't know why I'm blanking on it. This kills me. Sorry. Well, anyway, that's the place. We went there. We had to shoot, scenic stuff of the location. Did a bunch on the drone. Did a little bit with the cameras on the ground. Man, why am I blanking so hard? Sorry, I'm gonna kill myself here. It was a sun. I don't know. All I can think of is sun panels. It was, that renewable energy that comes in through sun. Whatever. Anyway, I filmed a bunch of that. I filmed a bunch of the tech guy going over what the system that they work on there does, and essentially there's kind of two components. There was the actual sun farm people, and then there was the diagnostic element that I was working for that company that kind of was wanting to get a clearer picture of what exactly they're doing for the sun collecting. Oh man, this is killing me. Anyway, I was working for the tech guy who was helping the sun collecting people and filming what he does and what his company's doing for them, using a drone that they fly remotely. I guess that was it. Unfortunately, I can't share any of that footage, but that's what we had going there. I wonder if they ever send me a link to this the final output of whatever I filmed today. I'm gonna start sharing those in these vlogs. I mean, they're generally the things I work on. Well, it's such a random array of things: commercials, corporate videos, short films, whatever. There's a large variety of stuff that I'm doing, and more often than not, I just don't ever see the final, whatever I'm shooting, whatever it goes into, whatever that final piece is. It's not super common that I even get to see it, but when I do, I'll try to remember to start adding that into these. They're almost always months, or 1 or 2 months, 3-4 months later that even they do get finished. It's just the nature of video production. It's just a big pipeline. I'm gonna when I land back at home, I'm gonna start that footage, getting that uploaded for them, and it goes to their editors. Maybe they have assistant editors who sort and organize the footage, who pass it off to the editing team, who puts together the rough cut first. They go through rounds of revisions with the clients or their producers. They get down to like a fine cut, which is mostly done. They figure out what music and all the audio and whatever needs to get added, any graphics, whatever. They land on a final cut. This can take, again, multiple weeks to months. And I mean, of course, it all depends on the length of the piece at the end. Everything I work on, I've worked on reality TV. That cycle for one episode is like minimum 3 months. We shoot, and it takes 3 months to go through all the editing and all that. After you get your final cut, they finally do their exports, and then they submit it to wherever it's going, whether that's to network television, whether that's just become an online YouTube piece, whatever it is. Yeah, occasionally I get to see it. So anyway, that is the encapsulation of my day. I think hopefully, it's so bizarre to me, like putting the thought of the day and the call to action in the front half, kind of front loading it there, that I'm a little rewired here, just trying to figure out how to get through the flow. But that's basically, that was my day. That was everything. I guess that's all I need to say. this upload again. I'm in the middle of traveling, so it seems unlikely I'll be able to pop this thing out. That's what took my yesterday's entry so long. It's currently actually uploading while I'm recording this, but I'm in the middle of Oregon or something, so my signal is not super great. It's always better to, be on a Wi-Fi or whatever when I upload these things. So there we have it. All right. Until next time, thanks y'all. Take it easy.